Well, it is Halloween. I hope you're ready out there. You got your costumes, your candies, your bowl of candies ready for the trick or treaters out there, or are you going out? Like here in New York, we have the Halloween parade down in the village, which is every year, and it's also broadcast on New York One. If you have Spectrum Cable, if you're in New York City, it's always on that channel. It's a lot of fun. Everybody comes out in their biggest and brightest costumes. But also another thing is some people will snuggle up on their sofa or in their bedrooms with their loved ones and their family to take in some horror. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, some horror that's coming up. And you might wondering, there are a lot of things out there. There are thousands upon thousands of movies and TV series that I could take up. But here's a couple of things we want to throw at you. Some things you might have not known that is available out there. Now, of course, this is going to be free for you and all our viewers out there because basically that's what you want. You don't want to pay for this. So the first thing is that Tubi TV has a great selection of horror films out there. And one thing that has jumped at this Halloween season is the old Goosebumps TV series, which is great for the whole family. If you're not familiar with Goosebumps, it's R.L. Stine. This was one of the top books out there for kids. I think it still is. He's also the creator of Fear Street, which is on Netflix right now. But the original series was fantastic. It is a really good series. But now you're able to go watch this on Tubi TV. That's right. From Fangoria, the classic Goosebumps series you grew up is now on streaming for free. If you're looking for a bit of nostalgia this Halloween, Tubi has you covered. The series that brought you many classic television series to our screens for free has now made almost all of the original Goosebumps series available for streaming just in time for All Hallows Eve marathon. Yes, not all the episodes will be there, but you'll get a good chunk of them. Don't worry, you'll still be able to find all of the series somewhere. Tubi now houses all the regular episodes of the series, while the 12 episodes classified as two-part specials still live on Netflix. If you're interested in A Night in Terror Tower, Welcome to the Dead House, or The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, you'll have to hop over to Netflix, but Tubi's got you covered on the rest. The series originally premiered in 1995 with an adaptation of the famed authors R.L. Stine's The Haunted Mask, which has been published 2 years earlier in 1993. 4 seasons of the 74 episodes were ultimately produced, each adapting one of Stine's classic and terrifying if you're an 8-year-old reading past your bedtime children's novels, which were written between 1992 and 1997 and went on to become the second best-selling book series in history with 400 million copies sold as of 2022. This naturally wasn't the only time Stine's work made it to the big screens. Jack Black played a fictional version of the author in the 2 feature films Goosebumps and Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween, and Disney Plus has their own Goosebumps series, which feature horror staple Justin Long in Season 1 and returns for Season 2, starring David Schwimmer, subtitled Goosebumps The Vanishing in early 2025. There's also Fear Street film trilogy that had premiered in Netflix in 2021, loosely inspired by Stine's teen horror series of the same name, among many other works spun off from his long-running career as the Stephen King of children's literature. So we got that. You got that. The whole family can enjoy something of that nature. But if you want something a little bit more ambitious on there, there's another great series out there, which was originally a movie, but the movie's not available on Tubi as of yet, but you can look for it as well. It was spun off into a series, and then the story continued in the comics. There have been attempts to try to reboot this series once again on several networks, including the CW. And what I'm talking about is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the entire Buffy the Vampire Slayer series is available on Tubi TV, starring Sarah Michelle Gellar as the main character. This is a fantastic series. It innovated. The horror creatures are fantastic. The different types of antagonists that Buffy is fighting episode to episode, season to season. One of my favorite villains in the series was the First. I mean, how could you put evil itself, the actual, what is evil? Not the devil or anything like that, but the just basically the embodiment of evil. How could you make that as a villain in a series? I mean, that was very inventive. I know a lot of people didn't like the First. There's some great villains in the first couple of seasons on there, but I think the last season, when the First showed up, from beneath you it will devour you. It was a great concept, and and the way the whole series ended and continued on into the comics. I have the first series of the comics in my collection on there, which it continued on from there, which some elements ended up in Angel, and of course Angel After the Fall. Those comics are still available out there if you want to grab them. Check out your local comic shop. You'll probably be able to get them. You might be able to get them on eBay or online. They're worth the read. But before we go and get your comments on there, let me throw a couple more at you from Tubi TV. Some suggestions that you might be interested in. Maybe stuff that you don't realize that's on Tubi TV. So here they are.
The needles hit the top.
They are my parents.
Challenge her, then. She may not play fair, but she won't refuse. She's got a thing for games.
Okay.
Coraline? Mom? Coraline! You
broke your hip? When was it? 20 years ago.
That's where they took a piece of my brain. I got a little bag of sand up there now.
Jack, President Kennedy was a white man.
They dyed me this color. What we have here at Shady Rest is an Egyptian soul sucker of some sort.
Some kind of Bubba Hotep.
You know, a mummy hiding out, feeding on the sleeping.
And then...
Gentlemen, I give you Katrina.
You're just what I'm looking for. Why'd you pick on us?
It was a mistake. It was a little error there, a little communication error. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Let's just get out of here.
All these movies and series are available on Tubi TV right now. It's free. You don't have to sign up, but I suggest do sign up. For the only reason is you're able to save those in a list. So at least if you missed out on the first time, you remember to go back to that. So signing up is not a problem. You're not being charged anything for that. Obviously, you'll probably get a notification every once in a while of a new series or movie that you might be just interested in. Tubi TV is one of the ones that are worth it to get as far as streaming and fast channels. Yeah, and remember, there are fast channels. They do have a horror channel as well listed on there, and a sci-fi that have rotations of TV series and movies 24 hours a day. So if you want something random out of the box, jump over to their fast channel. You'll see it listed on the top of the screen. So let me know in the comments below. Tell me your thoughts about this. You know, did you like Goosebumps? Did you see it the first time around? Or is this your first time hearing about this? You might want to check, if you're young, if you're in the young category, you might want to go out and get the books. But even as an adult, you might want to go out and read the books. They are really well written on there. So be sure to share this video, hit the like, and there's a little subscription bar down there. Be sure to hit it because we really would appreciate that. It'll move us up in the algorithm. Thank you for those who have already. Also, thank you for clicking on the video because there are thousands and thousands of videos you could have chosen from, but you chose ours. We really do appreciate it. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being there. We really do appreciate it. Until next time, so long and happy Halloween!
Thanks for watching, commenting, and sharing this video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe as this helps the reach of this channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help support this channel as new internet laws around the world will diminish our reach and affect our sponsors. If you choose to help, there are two ways, listed in the description below. The first link will lead you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will lead you to our gear shop where you can buy shirts, mugs, and other gear. Discounts will be listed on the site. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.
Fuck all what you think, bitch. Make sure let me paint.